Graph the function defined by f of x equals -2 over x plus 1. Give the equations of its vertical and horizontal asymptotes. Now this is a rational function, and we can define and equate the vertical asymptote to whatever value of x gives us a 0 in the denominator. So we set x plus 1 in the denominator equal to 0 and get x equals -1. This is our vertical asymptote. Now our horizontal asymptote is going to be y equals 0, because you'll notice that the degree of the numerator, which in this case is 0, is less than the degree of the denominator, which in this case is 1. The degree of x is 1. So for that reason, our horizontal asymptote is equal to y equals 0. So we'll take that information in just a moment and put it on the graph, but let's go ahead and get some points, several points. And we know that since this is a rational equation, that this graph will be in pieces, and we can put in some values. For instance, if we take 0 for x, put in a 0 here, we have -2 over +1, which is equal to -2. If we plug in a 1 for x, we have -2 over 2, which is equal to -1. Let's get a few more. If we put in 3, that's going to give us a -2 over 4, which is equal to a -1/2. If we put in a -2 here, we've got -2 over -1, which is a +2, and one more point, -3, will give us a -2 over -2, which is a +1. Notice I did not find a point for x equal -1 because that is our vertical asymptote, and so this function will be undefined at that value for x. So let's take these points and put them on our graph. First of all, we'll put a line at x equal -1. This is our vertical asymptote, and our horizontal asymptote is going to be our x-axis. And let me put these points in: 0, -2, 1, -1, and 3, -1/2. So about right there. So my graph is going to get very close to my vertical and horizontal asymptotes, but not touch them. All right, looking at the last 2 points, I have -2, +2, and the point -3, +1. And once again, I come very close to the horizontal and vertical asymptotes without actually touching them. So this would be the graph along with the vertical and horizontal asymptotes of the function f of x equals -2 over x plus 1.